So, Kyle, we saw Mickey 17 on Friday night, and this is one we've been looking forward to this year. Robert Pattinson, love Robert Pattinson. Sorry, I'm not even going to attempt the director's name because I'll mess it up. But he's made some of my favourite films, like Snowpiercer. I haven't seen Parasite yet. Kyle keeps telling me to watch Parasite, so
Really good.
I'll have to give that a watch. But I love Snowpiercer, and going into this, it kind of give me them Snowpiercer vibes because Snow Planet. That's it, really. That's that's yeah,
No, it definitely is. I just want to jump in here. I think it definitely has more of that unique flair to it and sci-fi aspect. Like I think he does sci-fi very, very
yeah,
in a very unique way, shall we say. I'm not saying it's bad or whatever, but it definitely is good. It's just very unique in its tone. It's strange. When if someone asked me would they recommend seeing this film, what do I think of it? I think it's a fun little film and it's got some humor in there. I don't think everyone will pick up on the humor,
I'd
but
say it's more a comedy than
yeah, yeah, it's
definitely,
like a sci-fi comedy esque. I just don't think the humor is subjective. You might find some things funny that we might not or whatever. Um, I definitely went into this and I was loving it. There were bits in the film where I looked at Callum and I could see you were laughing and I was just pissing my pants with laughter. And then there were certain elements where you were laughing more than me and whatnot. But overall, I had a fun time. I had a smile on my face. I think the biggest issue is it just felt a little too long.
yeah,
Not in the sense of like it dragged. It was just kind of, oh my god, it's still going on. Like this film needs to be cut down a little bit. It didn't have that dragging element to it because again, it just kept me smiling throughout the film. But it was just kind of like, when's it gonna end here? It did feel like the first half was much stronger than the second half.
yeah.
Um, without going too much into the story and whatnot, but it definitely shifts its tone. Um, I enjoyed it though overall. I would say I would recommend going to see this. Robert Pattinson's great. Playing as obviously it's not really a spoiler, but there's two Mickeys that you see in the
Yeah,
trailer.
17 and
Um,
18.
yeah, yeah, he plays them both very well. And you might be thinking, well, he's playing the same character, the same attitude. Go see the film, and you'll see what I mean by Robert Pattinson's acting here. It is superb, and it was a little difficult for me to not see him as Bruce Wayne, obviously the Batman,
Yeah,
at first. But man, this guy can act, and he can play whoever he wants, and it shows.
chameleon, true chameleon.
Yeah.
Can just jump into a role, and he can play the same character, but then play it differently as well at the same time,
Mm.
which were great. Uh, I want to touch on Stephen Yeun in this. He's fantastic. Stephen Yeun, as of lately, is just fantastic in everything that he's in.
I wish we
Uh,
got more of him in the film, but he served a really
yeah,
good. His character served a really good purpose.
yeah. But we're saying this now, and obviously this is love interest Nasha. But really, the co-lead of this is Robert Pattinson. It's Robert Pattinson and Robert Pattinson in it, and they deal with like the idea of death and stuff like that. And this, it's a little bit. People might think it's a little bit too political. It I don't think it is. The director said we shot it 3 years ago. If it's matching with stuff today, then if the shoe fits. But we shot it 3 years ago. Mark Ruffalo and Tony Collette in this are fucking brilliant as like this space dictators on this ship. I don't know what accent Mark Ruffalo's doing, but it's genius. Uh, I don't want to get into spoilers too much, but probably my favorite scene in the film is when they invite him around for dinner. If I just had to say I had a favorite scene, I would just
Yeah,
non-stop crying laughter throughout that entire scene.
I gotta say one of my sort of like funny moments is when they're starting to land on the planet and the ship is really shaking. Again, I don't want to spoil it in case someone else finds it funny, but I just found that whole thing fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo kills it, and like I think he's genuinely like one of the best actors, today. He's obviously probably known quite worldwide as the Incredible Hulk and stuff like that in the Avengers and all that shebang. But I've seen him in so many different things, and he's such a again like Robert Pattinson, such a diverse actor. He's able to pull off this sort of this different tone that you would not kind of expect, and it
Yeah.
works and it flows really well. Like every time he popped up on screen, I was just having like again a big smile on my face because it was just so entertaining to watch. Going on to the political thing here, I spoke to a friend at work. He said he wasn't too sure about it because of the whole political side of it, how it's trying to base off people in real life and politicians and all that, blah blah blah. I I get that in a way, in a sense, but for me, I went into this film it like a bombastic comedy
We
sci-fi.
told you about Bombastic.
I know. It looked it I when I was watching the trailers, I didn't think about any of that, and
No.
with obviously the history of Snowpiercer and things like that, it definitely it definitely kind of it doesn't if they're trying to take the Mickey or do satire, then fair enough. But I don't think that was the ultimate goal here. I just think it's a crazy story. It's set in the future. The technology is really really good, but not at the same time. It doesn't really get explained because it doesn't really need to because it's not important. It's just a fun story with some great characters. Like every character in the film was really really enjoyable.
Yeah.
All of them entertaining, but definitely Robert Patterson and Mark Ruffalo do just kind of carry this along, and it's so entertaining when you bounce between the two or the three characters, I should say.
Yeah. No, especially towards the end when it's all coming to a climax. And like I said, I agree with you 100%. It's like, is this not finished yet? But it wasn't in like a bad way. It was like, this is too much of a good thing, if you know what I mean. And it's like, could do with this being done. But then again, I'd just done a big shift at work. So was it that? Who knows? You know?
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that because we all felt it. We all kind of felt the same way
Yeah.
coming out of it. It just felt a little bit too long. I felt like some elements could have just been cut a bit faster. So it's more of just an editing thing, really. I think. But other than that, I would say go watch this film. If you're into sort of sci-fi, if you like sort of out there humor, sort of you kind of just make fun of it at the same time. Go watch it. If you're going in for performances, I'd say yeah, probably go watch it because it's so entertaining. Like what a
It
movie should be.
no, it is. It's a good time at the cinema. I'd definitely say it's a comedy. And how great is it that someone has directed this and English is not their first language, but they've managed to direct a comedy film directed to an English speaking audience. Because comedy is language sometimes. It's timing and everything. So yeah. Now I can't wait for the sequel. Mickey, I suppose it'd be 19.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and do you not go for the deaths as well? Because some of the deaths in this are just funny, and all the reprints when they're coming out. Sometimes they forget his tray that he prints out on it. It's like use your printer at work, and you haven't got
Mm-hmm.
everything set up properly, and the printer's just printing, stuff's falling out. So yeah, I do you know what, Kyle? I'm gonna give this. I think I'm gonna give this film a 9. It's a good, solid, fun film, and I yeah, not much more I can say without really spoiling it and getting into it. I just want
I
people to
um I-
see it.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think a 9 is a good point for it. That's just us. Again, it's all subjective. Like the comedy really fit us, our sort of like tone and
Yeah,
the
because
type of
we were
comedy we
laughing the
like.
loudest in there
Yeah,
in our
definitely,
in
hundred
our
percent.
screening.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's definitely got a bit best film I'm seeing this year so far.
yeah. It did not disappoint.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. This is review.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very cool review.
This is. Fucking hell, I'm tired. It was a bed.
Okay, bye.
Bye.